Guess what, everybody? It's December and it's time for the energy update. Let's go, Jeremy.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
So, we always record this right before the energy shifts. I'd love to talk about the current energy, but we want to talk about the energy that we're moving into because November's about wrapping things up, coming to a completion. It's like because the new beginnings, new energy shifting here on December
Yeah,
6th. And we're moving into a
yeah,
yang water rat month. And it seems odd, I think. I don't know how this resonates with you, but it's always felt odd that we're getting
yeah.
like a new beginning in December.
Yeah, I've always felt that. But over the years, no matter what career I'm in,
Hmm.
December is always a time where it ramps up.
Yeah. Yeah. Energy gets excited.
Everything gets moving really quick.
Hmm. Yeah. So let's talk about that, why it's new beginnings. Rat is the first animal on the Chinese zodiac. He's the
Yep.
initiator. His
Yeah.
motto is to work smarter, not harder. It's about a very creative energy. I believe Nikola Tesla had a rat in his chart. So it's
Mm,
really thinking outside of and being on the forefront of thought,
yeah.
in new ideas, new technology, new ways. Oh, I just had a realization in how our culture resonates with this new energy is oftentimes this is when the next year's vehicles come out or
Yep.
the new iPhone or the new phones come out.
Yeah.
The new
Everything's ramping
generation
up.
comes
Yeah.
out in the end of the month here.
For
So how are
Christmas.
you seeing this yang water rat coming in?
Well, I love that it's the young water rat because the rat is a water animal, and the rat sits in the north, and the north represents career and career path.
Mm,
So I think that just like you were saying, it's kind of like counterintuitive. It's snowing outside, things are getting darker, we're going more inward, but then the rat comes in, and the rat's energy is very different than like the December winter
mhm,
for those on the north. Those in the south, summer's just underway and going to the beach and things like that.
mhm,
But I love that the rat is the sign of new beginnings because when it is getting really dark in the north, it's kind of nice to be able to start focusing on the year ahead and starting to get a strategy because that's what the rat is all about.
mhm.
The
Yes.
rat is all about building a strategy because he doesn't really have all that much of a defense mechanism. He can hide in the shadows and he can, chew through things in a lot of ways, but he's really about using his mind.
Hmm. And I love that you said that because you reminded me that even though this is new beginnings, it's more of an internal newness where it's
Mhm.
like we're contemplating, we're thinking, strategizing, planning, because this isn't the time to like put it to action. That's not really rat energy, because the
Mhm.
rat's not the hard worker. He's the one that's like, I'm going to think this through to the end and I'm
Yeah.
going to dot the I's and cross the T's and read in between the lines. So don't confuse this energy of this kind of downtime with the winter in the northern hemisphere that, oh my gosh, I'm missing the boat if I'm not taking action, if I'm not signing a contract. It's
Right.
still a very internal, but it's also, to me, it's very individualistic. It's very, I mean, you could do it as like, well, where's my business going, my team, my family, and where am I going? But really kind of checking out and tuning in or tuning out what the world is doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, another thing that we've got going for this particular rat is we're in a young water cycle and we're in a young water year. And so it's
Mhm,
been a really, really good time to go deep into our emotions and really figure
mhm,
out how we feel about things. I've been telling all of my clients this year, just grab a surfboard and ride the wave. That's all we
yeah,
can do. Fighting against the current and fighting against the ocean is impossible. And it's easy to get lost in the middle of the ocean. So it's important that you have like something to hold on to, like a surfboard. And that's going to intensify for December because it's a
mhm,
young water month too. And so making sure that you're taking enough time for yourself, really feeling the emotions that you feel. Again, we're in kind of a holiday season where we're kind of thrown and thrust into holiday season with family members and people that maybe we don't want to see or don't want to interact with, old
Hmm.
friends, things like that.
Yeah.
People that we'll run into. So it's important to really figure out your emotions this month. The other thing that we have going is the number 6 star will be flying into the north this coming month. So um, the authority star is all about power. It's all about getting things done. So this is a good time because since that 6 star is metal, metal supports that water energy. So
Hmm.
creating a strategy for the next year is going to be really, really important. So reach out to either one of us for a reading. This is a really good time to strategize the next year, 2023.
It is to get those, if you haven't had a reading or if you had, to just at least look at how the energy of this next year is going to influence your chart. And I love that you're looking ahead at the star too in that component. And I think too, for those of you who have a rat in your chart, that 6 is going to kind of give you this boost that might push you out of your comfort zone,
Yep.
put you in a different position. It's kind of like all your friends like, no, go for it. You need to do this now,
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
really pushing you out there. So,
Yeah.
don't overthink things. The rat has a tendency to kind of get in and their own little inner hamster wheel
Yes, I know.
and overthink things. We all do at a level, but rat is really good at it. That's
Yeah,
one of their
we
gifts.
really are. Really are.
But I also love how you talked about the importance of all this water energy. So, this is water is emotions and it does run deep and it can be scary. And water, the emotional, um, on the emotional scale of what water is, it is fear. And so have something in line for you. You need to have somebody that's an anchor to you or something that you can count on. Have a phone number handy. Do stuff that keeps you grounded and not pulled in all these different directions during the holidays. And because we're going to be still in this energy for even the Western New Year, in the 2023 calendar rolls over on the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Do grounding exercises, get connected with yourself and your home and your people. And if you know people in your life that are struggling, reach out to them, invite them in, connect with them, let them know that you're thinking about them, go for a tea with them. I just think it's really important. I think it's really easy for rats to kind of just stay close to who they know. But there's other people out there too that don't feel that connection. And it might be you if you're listening to this. It could be me sometimes, how I feel. And if you have a lot of water in your chart, connect with somebody, connect with Jeremy or I, to understand. And I think one of the reasons, I think we've talked about this before, the reason I like doing this monthly update with you is because it creates a sense of like, oh, this is just a period of time. This is just a phase that we're going through.
Yep.
And that's comforting. That's sometimes just knowing that there's going to be another side to this, or, this is going to dwindle away. I was like, okay, all right, I can survive
I
this for
can
a few
handle it for
weeks.
another couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that when I talk to people about these monthly updates, that's what they say. They say it's very validating to just know that there's outside influences that are affecting all of us and that we're not alone in that. And December tends to be a really intense time for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So do reach out to people that are going to lift you up. Reach out to the people that you maybe haven't talked to in a long time and want to connect with. Reach out to those people and so that you're staying above the water and not feeling like you're drowning.
Yeah, I love that idea. You know what I just thought of? It's been a few years now, but there was a grandma, it was on the news, a grandma sent a text out to her grandson and said, hey, we're having dinner at this time. And he's like, who's this? And she's like, well, it's your grandma. I don't have a grandma. And they ended
Oh
up going
yeah.
back and forth. And this kid ended up coming to her house. They didn't know each other from completely different cultures, and they're doing it every year now. And
Every
it's
year.
kind of inspired me. I almost like wanted just a local phone number, just a random number, just send a text and just say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm thinking about you right now." You know, not that I want to invite them over for dinner because I don't want to cook, but just to connect with somebody
Yeah.
might be kind of
Yeah.
fun.
That's a really interesting idea. Yeah, because when I saw that story a couple of years ago, I was really inspired that they kept it going every year.
Hmm.
They now consider each other family,
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool.
And it was over the holidays, and I just love that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay,
Yep.
so on the western side, we do have some things shifting.
There's a ton shifting this month. First of all, I want to revisit Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini. There's a couple of things that are interesting going on in the social media world. We've got the Twitter craze going on right now. We've got a lot of people leaving Twitter because of the takeover of Twitter and the changes going on. There's a lot of social media platforms that are shifting and changing. Retrograde is a time of rethinking, and Mars, the planet of desire and forward movement, is going backwards, so to speak, in Gemini. So Gemini rules social media, and Mars wants to move forward, but when it's going retrograde, it's rethinking, it's restructuring, it's
Mm,
revising. That's why
wow.
we're seeing so much going on. So in your business planning and in your planning for the new year, you really want to look at things twice, because Mars retrograde in Gemini is almost like a double whammy with Mercury retrograde. And speaking of Mercury retrograde, Mercury is going retrograde at the end of December, December 29th, in the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn is the sign of business and industry and also
Mm,
structure. So we're going to be rethinking our structures, rethinking our business plans at the beginning of the year, which is a perfect time for that.
hmm.
And then we have Jupiter, the planet of good fortune and abundance. It's been in its home sign of Pisces, retrograde, really kind of helping us getting into the daydreaming of life. What is it that we find our ideals? What is it we believe? What is it that we want to get lost in? And it's just started moving forward a couple of days ago, and it's going to be moving forward and shifting into the sign of Aries. Now, Pisces is a water sign, and it's going to be in that water sign of Pisces
Hmm.
for a majority of the month, and
Wow.
then it's going to move into the fiery sign of Aries on December 20th. So we've got a lot of shifting in the universe this month. This is why towards the beginning of the year, it kind of dragged on for the first 6 months. And then when all of the planets started moving forward, it just
Yes.
started chain of events of moving really quick. December
Hmm.
is not going to be any different. It's going to go
Okay.
really quick. So make sure that you're taking the time that you need to get everything done with that sixth authority power star. We're going to be able to
Hmm.
really, really get things done if we put our mind to it. Don't get lost in the middle of the ocean, because there's a tendency to do that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there is a lot. Plus the winter solstice and the holidays and all that. Okay, pull us something good there, would you? Give us something we can
Okay.
focus on.
Oh, I love this. Okay. The Seven of Earth. Seven of
Mm,
Earth is all about seeds well planted. And then also um, understanding that there's sometimes a pause in action. There's a pause. So wherever your life
mm,
tends to kind of push on the brakes, don't try to push through it. Listen to it. Slow down.
yeah.
One of the things that the rat also rules is illness. So making sure that we're not overdoing it this month, get the things
Hmm.
done that we need to get done, but don't overdo it. And then also one of the things that can cause us stress is unnecessary worry. All of these are the things of the Seven of Earth. So don't
Mm.
worry, be happy is a really good thing for this month.
Don't worry, be happy. Oh, I love that. That's a great motto for the month. So
Yeah,
good. Anything
it
else
is.
before we say goodbye and happy holidays and
Um, I
whatever?
just I just want to reiterate, me and Tina are available for scheduling now and into the new year. This is a
Mhm.
really, really good time to get that moving for yourself so that you can build a really good strategy to get the most out of 2023.
It is so helpful. It is. Book a session with Jeremy or me. It's just,
Yeah,
it'll help really.
it
Because things
will.
are going to be so different next year. And we
Yeah,
want to know what that means because we need some hope, right?
we do.
Okay. Well, thanks, my friend. I love you, and
Thank
I'll
you.
see
Love
you
you.
next month.
Okay.
Bye bye.